Rain, hail, lightning, even tornadoes. Severe storms can hit at any time. So far in 2018, Chicago, buried with a record stretch of snow, and spring kicked off feeling more like winter. But what's ahead for the coming months?
Welcome to CBS 2 Weather Watch, Severe Storms. I'm meteorologist Mary Kay Kleist.
And I'm Ed Curran. You know, the view of the city doesn't get much better than this, no matter what the weather is. We're on beautiful Northerly Island, with the city skyline behind us on one side, Lake Michigan on the other.
And I'm Megan Glaros. Today we'll examine new technology that's designed to keep you safe, plus new advice on what to do if you find yourself in the middle of a storm.
But first, clues from a powerful new satellite hundreds of miles above Earth, sending back incredible images.
Satellites are actually one of the greatest innovations of modern meteorology.
Now meteorologists can count on a new eye in the sky, recently deployed to orbit above Earth.
So what's so outstanding about this new one?
Everything. GOES 16 was an incredible advancement, and we are still, as meteorologists, we're still kind of in awe of what this can do. We can basically get high-resolution satellite data every minute, which is higher update frequency than even we get from our local radar.
That's compared to previous satellites, where it could take a half hour to get updated information.
It basically allows you to do is get even just 2 or 3 minutes more lead time, perhaps on a warning.
And that's huge.
Absolutely.
But in the end, it could save lives.
In the end, that is the absolute goal, to save lives.
Enjoying a concert here at Northerly Island is an amazing experience with terrific views, but it's a challenge in an emergency. The city tells us it's one of the hardest spots to evacuate. There's only one way in and a half mile to the nearest shelter, Soldier Field. That's why officials have to make a decision at least 40 minutes before dangerous weather moves in.
And it's not just the speed of the data, but also the quality and quantity of what we can now see.
Why is it so exciting?
Well, for one thing, you can see that there's like 6 different channels of information.
In addition to what your eye would see from space, you can see water vapors and dry areas. Infrared images give you an idea of temperatures and reflected energy and light.
So the details of this is just amazing.
It's really fascinating.
All the info from the GOES 16 satellite gives meteorologists an even better sense of predicting the weather, including severe storms, even weeks in advance.
April began as one of the coldest on record, and that helped keep severe weather away.
Why is it that we've gone through now March and through April and we just haven't had severe weather, let alone many thunderstorm events either?
We need to have warm, moist conditions in the lower atmosphere. So really, when we start to warm up, that's when we expect more severe weather.
But we're not in the clear yet. The warm weather will arrive for real, and storms very likely too.
So as we step into May then, are you seeing a different position with the jet stream?
As we head into May, I think we'll probably start to at least see more potential for typical spring weather, including thunderstorms and possible severe weather as well.
Take a look at what we have here.
July 2015, and the CBS 2 Mobile Weather Lab is in Marseilles, Illinois.
Well, let me give you an idea here. This is half a dollar bill, and that's 3 inches across.
As large hail batters the town, the giant hail dented cars, shattered their windows, and a small greenhouse in town also took a hit. Glass houses do not do well in hailstorms. One of the largest conservatories in the nation, the Garfield Park Conservatory, was bombarded by large hail in July of 2011. 60% of its panes were broken. 31,000 glass panels replaced at a cost of about $15 million. Each year, hail costs insurance companies billions in damage to property and crops.
Hail actually every year causes more losses than tornadoes do because the swaths of hail that fall from supercells are much larger scales.
Northern Illinois University meteorologist Victor Gensini has been working on methods to predict tornado-producing storms weeks before they happen, and now he's doing it with large, damaging hail, forecasting that begins thousands of miles away.
The basic premise is looking at wind flow patterns across the Pacific Ocean.
People may be surprised that you're determining our weather based on something that's half a world away.
That's exactly right, but we know it's important. These severe weather events leave behind fingerprints that end up being important, and we have to track those backwards, and one of the best tools to do that is satellite.
Gensini looks for unusually wavy patterns in the jet stream.
It's those wavy patterns that often produce tornadoes and hail.
His method for predicting both tornado and hail hazards can give emergency agencies and the public advance warning that bad weather days are ahead.
Some supercell storms that spawn tornadoes can produce hail from the size of maybe peas all the way up to grapefruits. Other storms don't produce any hail at all and actually can be prolific tornado producers.